Welcome to this week's edition of Mountain Outhouse News. I'm your host, Jam. This is the crazy to happen in running this week. This week's stories include every single street Flagstaff, Black Canyon 100K, and Sabrina Stanley's new shoe sponsor. With a mini Barkley boot camp for me last week, I had to skip the news, so bear with me. We'll be covering the past 2 weeks this time around. The every single street craze continues to expand. Ricky Gates wasn't the first to do it, but maybe the one to push it into the greater consciousness of the running community after his Every Single Street San Francisco project. And as we reported recently, it is now being used as part of a political campaign. Eric Sensman, local to Flagstaff, Arizona, ran every single street in city limits, totaling 422.5 miles in 19 days, finishing on the steps of Flagstaff City Hall. Nice work, Eric, and good luck in the elections. Run Every Street on Twitter recently completed an ESS project to cover all streets in Brooklyn, New York. This was reportedly done 9 years after this person completed every single street in Manhattan. Anthony Famigaletti of Reckless Running mused on Twitter, "Why don't we call what we do super marathoning or mega marathoning and instead all simply use ultra running?" to describe all of it. Actually, it was his son who posed the question and asked why we don't delineate based upon distance. I actually think he might be onto something here. What do you think? Should 50Ks be super marathons, 50 milers and 100Ks mega marathons, and the things beyond 100 miles ultras? Let me know. Okay, looking back to mid-February, we had the Black Canyon 100K in Arizona, with golden tickets on the line for the elites and a Western States qualifier for many others under 17 hours. It was an exciting day in the desert for many and North America's largest 100K mega marathon. See what I did there? Well, it was Hayden Hawks and Camille Herron, to nobody's surprise, off the front of their respective packs from the get-go. Both held their leads all day and finished first, but not quite at record pace. With both receiving spots in Western States previously thanks to the Ultra Trail World Tour, the golden tickets fell back to second and third place, which both featured tight races all day. Hawks won in 7:55, with Charlie Ware placing second in 8:19, just 8 seconds ahead of third, Elliot Carden of Canada. For the ladies, Camille won in 9:21, with just a minute separating second Cecilia Flory and third Stephanie Austin much of the race, with Flory pulling ahead in the final miles to finish second in 9:27 and Austin third in 9:31. On to the 100-mile USATF Road Championships in Vegas at the Jackpot Ultras. We saw some fast times once again. Marissa Lysak was first for the women in 15:15, while Mark Hammond won for the men in 13:04, showing he's quickly becoming one of the greats at the 100-mile distance. Second and third male were also under 14 hours, Jacob Jackson 13:33 and John Nell third in 13:55. Here we are in late February, and we finally get the official announcement from Sabrina Stanley on her new shoe sponsorship. Yep, she'll be joining the Adidas Terrex team. Looking forward to what she does with this new level of support in 2020 and beyond. If you're planning on knocking off a 100-mile run in all 50 states, it still is not possible. Unless we missed something, Nebraska, Montana, Mississippi, and Delaware are still lacking the full 100-mile distance. Anyone on this? Congrats to Jim Pearson, age 75, who now has a 50-year-long run streak. Yeah, that's right. He's run every day since February 19th, 1970. He at one point set an American record at 50 miles and even graced the cover of Ultra Running magazine. A huge shout out to our Northwest correspondent, Maya Ray. Our fearless news supporter just turned 13, celebrating her birthday. Maya, will we see you soon? Let's hope so. Have a good one. It's been a while on some legit Outhouse content, so here's a question. Why the moon-shaped cutout on most old school outhouses? Anyone know? Please comment below. Alrighty, moving on to some more recent news stories. Fuego y Agua in Nicaragua was back on Ometepe Island after a hiatus in 2019. Michael Versteeg, who was in the area vacationing and surfing, jumped in last minute, won the 100K, which featured a 2 a.m. start time. He snagged the win in 18:07, with women's winner Sandra Mejia of Costa Rica taking the ladies' win in 22:58. Looking ahead to this weekend, we have the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials in Atlanta, something that's been building now for 4 years. The list is too long to cover in any possible way on this show of top athletes, so instead we'll just look ahead to next week where we'll cover the results once the dust settles. For now, I have to wish all the best to my sister-in-law Lauren Curry, who will be towing the line. Thanks for tuning in to episode 184 of Outhouse News. The show would not be possible without the continued support of our Patreon contributors who help with the production of this show each and every week. Join the Patreon crew at the link below for as little as $2 per month. Huge shout out to our $50 level supporters, Squirrels Nut Butter, Brian Sands, Mark Grabowski, Renee Feint, and the Twisted Fork Ultra out of Park City, as well as our $25 level supporters, Bluebird Running Company, Sean Trujillo, Carrie Savage, Casey Carter, and Jeff Holbrook. Thanks for checking out the show, and we'll see you next time. If you have crazy stories to share or a question or feedback for the show, please leave a comment below. Finally, if you'd like to own this custom pair of Jam Jam sunglasses, check out the link in the description. Have a shitty week.